What we're making right here is organic mouthwash, straight from herbs, nothing but the purest. Look at the description below and you'll see what all we put in with organic mouthwash. Let's unplug from the BS. Let's unplug from the system. Let's stop adding additives into our lives, and let's start living organically the way that we should. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. True living. So after everything is boiled down, we filter it, take it to a coffee filter, and drop it in. And it's ready for consumption. We just seal it in mason jars, and it's ready. You know, there's some things in this American society, this American life, that I really don't understand. Now, explain this to me. I can live in an RV park, and I can live there for days, months, years in an RV park, in an RV. Now, if you're not familiar with RVs are paper thin, not very well constructed. They have to be light because they got to go over the road. They have to be mobile, right? But you can buy a cabin made out of 2x4, 2x6s, hardy plank exterior, metal roof, and they won't give you a permit to live in it. I don't know, do y'all kind of get that kind of stuff? You know something, I get it that this country is not the potential that it could be. And I can't speak from living in another country because I haven't lived in another country. But what I can speak about is, if you ever go and live out here in the woods and don't look at the news and just go from day to day, really ain't much change. Now, it may be a little bit more traffic, a little bit more background noise, but outside of that, really ain't too much change. It's not until you leave the woods and get on the highways and get on the byways that you notice things are a little bit different. Now, there was times where I didn't have anything other than bills. And my income wasn't enough to pay for my month to month. But you know what? The advantage of having month-to-month payments is you know it's coming. You just got to figure out a way to come up with the money. People say that's the hard part. Yeah, it's the hard part. I will agree with that. But at the same time, if you was approved for stuff, and if you got it, and if you tried to do your due diligence, hopefully you thought about a way that you could pay for this thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I get a lot of these lenders and stuff, they may give you more money than what you really can handle. But in the meantime, just say, here it is, you're paying all your bills, and you find out at the end of the month, you don't have nothing. All you got is maybe $20, $30. What I recommend, because this is what I've done, I won't even say what I recommend. I'll tell you this is what I did, okay? You do what you need to do. If I had $30, I would take 15 of those dollars, sit it to the side, and I'll take the other 15 and I break it up into twos. That's just say $7.50 and $7.50. I take $7.50 and I use that for investing one way or another. And what can you get for $7.50? Yeah, you can get stocks and stuff like that, but I need money now. And not to say you can't get it now, but some people don't want to trust stocks. I'm going to tell you what I've done. I would put the $7.50 in a good stock. I would do that. And then I will also take $7.50. I don't care whether I buy a candy bar. I don't care whether I buy some chips. I don't care whether I buy some soda or some water. I go somewhere where I can find something real on the low cheap. Whether I get 7 bottles of waters at 99 cents, or whether I get some chips, I find something where I can get it real cheap. And then I put myself in way of people don't have access to get to it. What I mean by that, sometimes you might, if you can, I'm not saying breaking no laws, but what I did, I went to different job sites. On my way, go to industrial park, what have you. Even if I stand in a shopping center and sold it, or even I went to the ballpark. I seen times where I used to play basketball. You know, you broke, you need to get the stress out of you. You need to get all the frustration out of you. While I'm playing ball, I sell my water, I sell my chips. I make sure I double or triple that $7.50, right? And if I can't sell it, I can still drink it or consume it, right? So that's one way I would do, off a little bit of money. Now let's transition. Just say you got $200, $300. You do the same concept. I take half of it, put it to the side. Now you want to be, when you put this money to the side, you don't want to touch it. You want to keep putting it to the side, putting it to the side, putting it to the side. And every time you make a little bit of money, you take back the $7.50 that you made, because you're doubling your money. And then you can put $3 in your pocket, but put the rest of the money back to that money you put to the side. So imagine this. Not to confuse anything, let's keep it real easy. Just say I doubled everything, I came up with $50, and I put $100 to the side. I'm gonna take $25, put it in my pocket, because you need to pay yourself, fam. You're out here going getting it, you need to pay yourself. Take that and take that $25 and put it with $100. So now you got $125, right? You start to smell it cooking. And over a few months, after a while, you'll see, man, I got about $500-600, right? But you don't get too happy with that. And you don't want to trade it off or gamble it off. And I know life be life. And then sometimes you might need to use that money. Just say you need to use that money and emergency happen, something like that. Don't deplete everything. Try not to use that money. I know it's hard. Try to come up with a different way that you don't use that money. You gotta suck it up. Whether if it calls for you buying a bicycle instead of your transmission tore up, if you can, get you a bicycle and get one. Don't get no brand new one. Get a little cheap one. Buy it from somebody in the hood or whatever, right? Get that bicycle and ride it to work if you can. Or pay somebody a little bit of money and see if you can ride. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it ain't cool. But you need to figure out a way you don't touch that money when you put it to the side. You got to figure out a way, because something's going to happen. Especially when you get to a nice amount, something's going to happen. But you got to try your absolute best not to touch that piece of money. So you're going to rinse and repeat. You're going to keep doing this thing over and over again. Now, meanwhile, hopefully you'll start getting that entrepreneurship together. You'll start getting that salesmanship together. And then now you need to create another source of income. You interacting with people, you moving around, dealing with people, people talk. Listen to them when they talk to you. When you do your transactions, whether it's a ballpark or not, listen to what they're saying. People will tell you what they want. People will tell you what they need.